Then we have sand. Hell yeah. We have like 8 different sand footstep sounds. That is nuts. Like Cubeside, what a legend. What a legend. Then we have snow. Yeah, I think he actually said that he used like some, I think it was like plastic. So I think this is it's a little crisp, but I think we can definitely go with this. This is what we're gonna use when we are going indoors. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So that's gonna be like when you are equipping something. All right. So that's when you're dropping. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, that's a little sharp. That's a little sharp to me. So these are kind of like, you know, like when you are slicing something. Yeah. So I am really a big fan of all these footstep sounds. So now, what we kind of like need to start creating this system where we handle all these footstep sounds. Cube said punching the mic. Can you easily randomize? Yeah, you can. It is really easy with the Fmod. Hopefully the mic. Yeah, all right. So let's talk about the footsteps. So I actually watched a video, punched my sofa. I can imagine Cubeside just like figuring out what would fit each category. That's really funny. So footsteps. So there's a few things that need to happen in order for us to kind of like nail down the footsteps. I actually watched a video on my spare time, kind of like going over one system, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think we can use it. So let me explain what the video was all about basically. So in Fmod, what Fmod is going to handle is Fmod is going to basically. So how I think he did it is he basically had like 2. Elbow! Push it to the limit. Let's go, Ilpo! 5 gifted subs. Happy summer, brother. How's it going? Holy shit, 5 subs. That's crazy generous. Crazy generous. Damn. Damn. I think Ilpo was releasing some tensions as well. He didn't punch a mic. He didn't punch a sofa. He punched the gift sub button. Damn. 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 Crazy generous. Thank you, Ilpo. I really respect that, man. Alright. So, what Fmod is going to be doing, it's basically Fmod is going to like, for example, what I saw in the video is that he had 2 kind of like these timelines. One was for walking, and then the other one was for running. We don't need to do this because there's no walking in the game, and I don't think there's gonna be walking in the game. Maybe there's gonna be there allowed later, but right now you can only run. There's only running, no walking. And how he's like shifted between these 2 is he had like this automation. In Fmod you can easily do these automation, kind of like logic, basic logic. And I think it was basically like there was something that was kind of like putting this gain, kind of like gain minus, you know, infinite. And then this would, you know, be set into some value. I think this was kind of like the logic to kind of like shift in between the 2 tracks. But like apart from that, basically the 2 tracks were consisting of same logic. So basically when you're looking at like the running, for example, it was this parameter sheet that was kind of like separated to these different sections. So for example, here would be like wood, gravel, you know the same thing that we did. That's not how you write gravel. Gravel, you know, sand and snow and whatnot. So I think our system is gonna be pretty simple. So we're gonna do this parameter track, which is going to take the area. We're gonna do an area code. So we're gonna have like wood and gravel and shit like this. And then each and one of these are gonna be like multi-instrument tracks. Multi-instrument tracks. So how does this work? Well, it's basically like a playlist. So like what CubeSode did for us. Thank you so much, CubeSode. You're an absolute legend. So we can basically like take these 4 tracks that are stone, and we can just like drag and drop them into a playlist, and they will basically be played on shuffle. So whenever we're kind of like calling the wood, it's gonna pick one, and it's gonna play that, and it's gonna randomize that. It's gonna be as random as it can be, and that's it. That's it. All right. Now there's a big elephant in the room. There's a big elephant in the room, and that's the fact that we still have to call this area code. So Fmod is going to handle the playing, but we need the logic. So how do we get the proper input, basically? And how the video guy did it is that he basically had so his world consisted of game objects. So for example, like he had a scene. All right, I'm gonna draw here a beautiful scene. All right, so he had this 3D scene, and what he had there was basically like this was floor, and then he had like staircase, and the staircase material was something else, and so forth. And he had just, you know, this was a game object. It was on layer ground. So the layer was all like always ground, but the tag was like a variable, and the tag was the same one as these area codes. So for example, like if he had a wooden floor, like a hardwood floor, he would put the tag as wood. And then what he did is he basically had this handler kind of like script. I can't remember it very well, so maybe we need to take a look at it again. But basically I think he had like ray casting. I think he basically like ray cast from character. So here's his character. He was basically like ray casting to the floor all the time, and it had like an interval of something like a half second or something. So like every half second he would kind of like do the ray cast to the floor, and then we would check what the layer was, so, or the tag. So what's the tag? And then it would use that information on so this is where I didn't really like understand the solution, but I think he kind of like brought the data to something else. I think he kind of like stored. I think he kind of like stored the value, and then in his like animations, so he's stored the value, and then he had like his animation. So here he's like running, he's going that way. He would kind of like check the rig. So inside his like rig import settings, you can do these animation events. So I think he was using like the animation events to kind of like call this. I think he had like some sort of like play sound, whatever, like play sound, and then it would use the kind of like the stored value, and this way he basically got like frame perfect sound. So he's only playing sounds when the kind of like the character is in an animated spot that he needs the sound. So it's not gonna be, you know, playing the sound when the food is nowhere near of hitting the ground. So this is kind of like a good way to determine when the sound should play. And then he had like a separate kind of like handler of seeing what is the sound we should play. So this is kind of like the thing he did. And I think this is fine, but there is a problem. We have a problem. So if you remember this kind of like beautiful painting that I did here, so his world consisted of game objects. So he had like indoors and whatnots. So each and one of kind of like ground layer or ground whatever the player was walking on was a game object. Well, for us it's not really that simple because we have terrain. So we have terrain, which means that if we like check what we are on, it's just gonna be terrain. It's gonna be terrain all the time. Except when we go indoors, and then we can do the wood. So we, in our case, the terrain doesn't really cut it, because it's just gonna be terrain all the time. And I don't know if there's a way to cut terrain into different sections. Maybe there is. I think that could be one way to do this. So maybe we could kind of like distinguish like, okay, so this part of the terrain is snow, this part is sand, this part is like, I don't know, like moss or whatever. And maybe we could do it like that. But I'm actually like thinking like, what if we kind of like, what if we did like a simpler thing? So my problem with kind of like this raycasting is that you need to like constantly do a raycast, and doing a raycast all the time isn't crazy expensive as far as I know. But I think there's another way. And basically how we have handled things so far. So we have a map, and we have basically like, okay, so this is the layout of the map. Like so, okay, it's not really like that, but let's imagine that it is. How we have handled is that we have had these colliders in between of these areas. And basically we already have the logic to kind of like tell, are we on this side of the collider or are we on this side of the collider? And we basically have this logic already. So I'm thinking, should we just expand this logic, so we are kind of like storing this value? All right, so we could have something like a public, holy shit, I can't write, public variable of kind of like area code. So we would change this to Pohjola, and then the animator would be kind of like calling and getting this value and just calling the fmod, and it wouldn't have to like check this all the time. Dotman says, I approve this. One thing checks the surface and one thing uses the value the other places, and they don't know about each other. Yeah, that's basically what it did. Raycasting every half a second is not that expensive, especially with so light methods. We did 90-degree raycast in PT more often to check the stuff in front of player. Yeah, we did. With the kind of like the grid-based interaction, you basically had to do that. But we could do it like this as well, where we are kind of like updating it with these colliders. Now the issue is that this is going to be this is going to be kind of a bitch to expand on, I would argue. So whenever we kind of like come up with new zones or whatever, so if we have like these places and there's a lot of like different textures or whatever, it's gonna become quite a bitch. You're just putting the value somewhere else, but the logic is the same. Yeah. So I think before implementing this, I think we should explore whether you can cut the terrain into these kind of like regions. Do you guys know like, is this possible? I'm gonna ask the AI overlord, because it's really hard to kind of like start looking for something when we can kind of like just take a grand knowledge of the AI, which has all the conversations kind of like linked to it already. So hey ChatGPT, I'm thinking of adding a footstep feature into my game. I saw a video that handled it so that there's a script that does raycasting to the ground on a timed interval, and the script would check the collider's tag of what the player is currently standing on. Now, the problem I have with this method is that I'm using largely the Unity's terrain system, so I would be just getting terrain as the game object, and I don't know how to kind of like split the terrain into these different areas that we could tag differently to, for example, separate icy or snowy region from sandy area. So what are my key takeaways from this problem and how to solve it? You can just make a huge sugar collider to the area that the only raycast can hit. Yeah, that would work, I assume. Unity's terrain system doesn't use game objects for different surface types, so tags won't help you. CubeSoft says that in Unreal I did a similar thing. Ground materials need to have physical material layer or something that was basically just a tag in practice. Then the material layer like stone was connected to the material model or terrain. Ground materials needed to have a physical material layer. Alright. Unity terrain is a single game object. You need texture-based detection, not object-based. So this is basically what CubeSoft was doing. So we're kind of like looking at the material, not the object. Use terrain texture splat map. Excuse me? Splat map? When you paint terrain in Unity using multiple textures, Unity stores this in a splat map. I've never heard of a splat map before. I want to be a splat map when I grow up. Splatter mapper. You can read this data at runtime to detect what texture the player is walking on. So we are gonna do a raycast, and we are gonna use your downward raycast. Okay. Well, that seems extensive. Terrain hit collider, get component terrain. If terrain is not null, we're gonna take the terrain position. Texture index, get main texture, terrain position. Get main texture. Use this function to get dominant texture at that point. Terrain, blah blah blah. Map X, math F round to int. Terrain data alpha map width. It's gonna return map index. All right, so first things first. I think what we need to do is figure out if this is gonna work. So we let's see how that is, and also we should probably name our textures better. So the beta island is the terrain that we are using, and we have this paint terrain, paint texture thing, and we don't. As you can see, we haven't named this, so I think we ought to do that. So let's see here. So this is gonna be called. Wait. So we need to change. We need to change these names somehow. We need to change these names. I think we, yeah, so they are here. Can I do like cobblestone? Can I call it stone? It's gonna be called sand. This is also gonna be called sand. Pebbles. Alright, let's call this sand 2. This is nowhere near what. Where are all the rest? This is nowhere near what we have. Like, where are they? Paint terrain, paint texture. All right. So where are you guys? Like, where are you? Okay, so these guys are here. Let's see if I can move them. Let's see if I can move them into. Wait. So this is in art asset textures. I think this is where they are supposed to be. So where were the previous ones? Because these don't seem to be including the ones that we just changed. What is asset management? Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be artist thing, so I'm gonna like just hide a bit behind that fact. I am not the artist. I'm not the artist of this project. So these are under material, but they're not really material, are they? No. So these guys are textures. So I think it was under art and textures. Alright, so I am hoping they are now in correct places. You just need to know which texture to pair with what sound, yeah. I'm gonna try to label them kind of like based off the sounds that we have. So do we have this somewhere? I think we're gonna call this like sand, or not sand, like grass. This is gonna be grass. This is gonna be grass 1. I'm just gonna call all the grasses grass. Grass 1. Then we have this. This is kind of like, I think this can be called stone. This is like ice. This is snow. This is stone 3. This is also grass. Grass 2. Grass 3. Grass 4. Sand 3. This is wood. Wood. Snow 2. No idea what this is. Let's call this grass 5. Alright, so is everything named now? Except for this one, which I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna call it. This is just gonna be called noise. I think that's what it is. All right, so let's see if our game still works. But yeah, the Unity terrain thing is new to me, since for mobile it was always too expensive to use, at least before. Yeah. All right, things are still working. That's all the news that we need. All right, so now what we need is, I think we're just gonna do a new script called something like footstep. I think we're just gonna do like a footsteps script. Beep 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 beep. But hey, how's .many doing? By the way, the way forward after party was a lot of fun. I enjoyed my stay. It was a lot of fun. So let's see where the animator is there. I think this script needs to be at the same place where the animator is. So I think we have the animator here, right? Yeah. So we're gonna be putting the footstepper on the child object. I had a 2-day hangover. Yeah. I think I had a hangover as well, but I couldn't like get a lull in the hangover. I had to go do a stream in Vectorama. Ilowski! How is the official artist doing? By the way, to my last knowledge, Ilumski has worked on a Huusi. So there is a Huusi for the game that we're gonna add later on. How's it going, dude? Alright, so we're gonna do a footstep and let's see what the ChatGPT kind of like wondered about. So I think we're gonna start doing this. So I think we could like literally start on the start, like so, and then should we do it an update? I think we could do kind of like an update. I think we could do this on update. Like how did the script work? So just doing a raycast hits, blah 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 blah. Yeah. All right. So let's do a private void. Do this kind of like scan the ground or something like this. Scan the ground, and this is gonna be as simple as it gets. So we're gonna do it like this. That's unnecessary. Get main texture. Then we're gonna do the main texture. Private void. What? What the fuck was that? Private void get main texture. Did I? Was it the full shit? All right. What a beautiful script. All right. I'm just hoping my C# here is gonna fix my beautiful indentation problem. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you don't use something like the C# here, you are missing out. Because I could literally be using like minutes to kind of like get these you know tabs and whatnots right. But literally like if you can save it, then you can use the plugin. Did an engine looks test on the Huusi. Also took some measurements on the other buildings so I can reuse the structures. Let's go, Ilowski! Because we definitely need sauna. We need a proper sauna, like a Finnish sauna. This is really important, by the way, Ilowski, that it has to be like a legit Finnish sauna. Fuck, I was just cooking downstairs and you started babbling about materials and instantly I'm material girl. One of us. I do that as well. Yeah. Rider has similar. Yeah, Rider is really good at this. Like you don't need any plugins on Rider to do this. Alright. So what I'm gonna do here is basically I'm just gonna like start. So you could basically just do like a start invoking here. But I don't like the invoking is a little. It's a little. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's not what I want to do here. So let's start scanning the ground here. So I'm gonna do a private bool like I don't know, like footstep. Footstep is on. All right. Footstep is on, and we're gonna put it into true. And then we're gonna do a simple update loop where we are basically gonna do if footstep is on, then we are going to be we're gonna do a timer plus time delta time. If timer is more than footstep interval, then we are going to scan the ground. So this doesn't need to be happening all the time. It can only happen like, I don't know, like once half a second or something. So we're gonna generate these fields. Footstep interval, let's do something like 0.5. And there it is. We're gonna scan the ground. We're gonna go downwards. I think this 5 is extensive. Let's do like 3. We're gonna look for terrain. If terrain isn't null, Then we are going to check the terrain position. And then we're gonna do the texture index. And now here we are gonna be like, all right, so log footstep detected on terrain at position texture index is that. And then we're gonna figure out like how to do this shit. All right. I wonder if we can texture index. Yeah. So we need to kind of like figure out what to do with this index. But let's give that a go. And also, should this play on like mobs? Should this play on kind of like NPCs as well? I think it should. Smoke sauna or just ordinary sauna? I think smoke sauna would be cooler. Like, I don't think people in like outside of Finland know what smoke sauna is. So I would really love if it was a smoke sauna. So what I mean by that is it would be it would have like a kind of like tarry, you know, like smoked walls. Hey Sadist, how's it going? Used those with Scopely after they gave me hard time to put things correctly for weeks, and then they tell me they have this automated macro. Those sons of bitches. So I'm kind of like wondering, should we have this on like every character, every character in the game? I suppose so. But let's start this by adding it into the character here. I think this should play on. I think this should play on now all the kind of like player-looking characters, NPCs. All right, let's give it a go. So we are implementing footsteps into the game. I think we have a good understanding of the tech. All right, so we are looking at the debugs. We're not looking at anything else really. And as you can see, we are not printing out anything right now. Did we miss something? So start, footstep is on, true, and then we should be playing this. This is true, so we should be doing this. Scan the ground. All right, so we are not doing that. Why are we not doing that? Let's check the player. The footstepper is there. But yeah, otherwise I started building TypeScript web portfolio while learning it. I think TypeScript is a smart way to go. And what I mean by way to go, smart way to go, is I mean die. It's a good way to go. Die. Yeah, so it seems like we are not coming here. So let's do some. By the way, this is one of the best use cases for. This is one of the best use cases for AI. You guys want to see it? It's this one. New conversation. Can you add extensive debug logging into this footstep script? Thank you. Dravud, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. This is literally one of the best ways to utilize AI. So I'm just gonna ask him like, please add me some debug logs. And that's what it's gonna do. And now I don't need to be writing these myself. And he's gonna do a good job. Yeah. And it takes like 30 seconds for Copilot to do this. Yeah. And I actually, like most of the time when I'm kind of like done with the feature, done with the script, I also like say to AIs like, all right, so add like basic documentation, and it's going to like comment what each method does. It's really helpful. It's really helpful because it does have like quite a bit of understanding of what's happening. So, and Raoud, welcome. All right, let's go. All right, so we are definitely doing that. Are we getting? All right, let's pause this. So we are doing timer updates. Are we getting like? Are we getting any of the? So this is a little spammy now, so I think I shouldn't have done extensive. So there is splat map layer 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0. New max mix. What? What the fuck does that mean? New max mix. Alright, so I'm gonna do one more iteration of this. Okay, so it was a little too extensive. Get rid of the start stuff and update stuff. Only keep the important ones. Consisting of textures and maps. It completed Norwegian, Finland, Danish, English in 1 hour from my app. Should have taken me a year. Damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So it is working. Well, now it would have been faster to add debug logs manually. I think so too. Yeah, I shouldn't have used the word extensive. I think the right one would have been to add kind of like the only the necessary ones. I agree. I don't know why it kind of like scans it like 10 times these days. Like, look at this. Look at this. Why so many times? Feels like it's rewriting it 10 times. Yeah, so I regret my decision. And you get to use the best debug log text like this. Yeah. And I'm missing our syntax. Do you guys remember the It's very good. Dude, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Alright. Alright. Alright, so now it's doing the terrain detected and whatnots. Alright. It would have been faster. How come I'm so freaking sweaty? Feels like I'm sweaty. Knees weak, arms spaghetti. Alright, alright. Now tell me what the index is and how do I make the sense of it. Alright, so footstep detected on terrain. Let's collapse. World pause. Local terrain position. Calculated map X. 246. 54. Texture index 8. Texture index 8. All right. So is it like in this list? Is it like in this list? Could I make this? Apparently we still have some textures somewhere we need to find. Okay, so let's fix this. So these guys are supposed to be at the textures as well. These guys are at the wrong place. Textures. Art. Textures. Alright, I'm putting these guys here. I think we're gonna call this stone as well. It's gonna be stone 4. I think this is gonna be stone 5. Stone 6. And this is... What is this? I think we're gonna use this as sand. Maybe this is sand? Kind of like look like dried out sand. Alright. So it's kind of like it's saying that the texture index is 8. Now, like, how do I like figure out like what is texture number 8? Is it in this list? Well, 3, 6, 7, 8. So it would be that one. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it's add layer, replace layer. Is it from this list? 3, 6, 7, 8. No, that's not it. How do I figure out like what is it? This one's doesn't work. How do I like create a mapping in your script or via scriptable object dictionary? Yeah. How do I... Okay, so I'm getting the texture index. How do I figure out which index is which texture? Where is it getting the list from? Directly to the order of terrain layers assigned to your terrain in the Unity editor. So when you select your terrain in the editor and look under terrain layers, you'll see a list like this. So I'm having somewhat difficult time believing that. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of all this. We don't need this. The only one we really need is this. The only thing we really need is that one. Alright. Let's go. But hey, how's Watsky doing? Have you been working on your own project? Alright, so returning main index of 8. What is this? So this is 2. So if we are now looking at the terrain and we are going into the paint texture, it's not this order, that's for sure. So is it like inside here? Yeah, so that actually seems like it might be number 2. So what about this red one? So the red one is... Red one is 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Three, 6, 9. So that could be right. Alright, so let's go to the wood. The wood should be like 10. It's 11. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it's index 11, so it's actually the 12th. Okay. So what about the cobblestone again? Why isn't it returning on this one? Okay. Okay. So it feels like it doesn't like update it every time. It doesn't update it every time. 15. All right, I don't know. It feels like this is a little bit of like it seems like it doesn't update properly. So this is 12. All right, so I think if we are to kind of like rely on this like half a second interval, I think we're gonna fail. So I think what we're gonna do is we are going to like update a value, and then we're just gonna like use the last value, because it feels like at some of these places it just doesn't, like here for example, it didn't really change to the snow. Like you gotta like have these, you gotta have like pretty strict difference. You need to have like actual main texture. Like here, it has kind of like a blend, so it doesn't really do the number 2 here. But if I go, okay, so now it's like 2, but now it's 12. Okay, so it has trouble with these kind of like mixed textures. Yeah. All right. So this does work though. So now, is the way to go to kind of like hard code this shit? Is that how it is? So I need to be like, is this how I need to do it? So we're gonna do like, all right, so the main road is 2, snow is 12. Is this the way to go? Like really? Wood is actually 11. Wood is 11. I guess this is it. This is our life now. So this is 11. No, is this 9? What? Alright, so I think that's 9. Red grass. 9. Regular grass 8. Trying to handle multiple projects, got working with artists with the latest game, also catching modeling again after 10 years, so trying to catch up. Damn. Damn. Multiple projects? That's always ambitious. Always ambitious. The son of a 2. Yeah. So what is this? 8? No, this is 15. 15. Marble. Alright, so let's that layer needs to be fixed, by the way. Outside is doing good to see you. So the sand is 4. Hey Seiko, happy Friday to you too. So here for example, like I don't think we're getting anything. Like this doesn't count it. This doesn't count for some reason. Can we see the ray casting? No. I often do 2 projects at the same time, one primary and one to have fun with. Yeah, I think it's good to kind of like keep yourself happy as well. Like this isn't too serious. Like a lot of people are kind of like holding their life as a hostage really for kind of like these projects. Like you can't really have fun with it, and you have to grind and hustle to kind of like make it. And if you're not making it, you're not like succeeding, or it's not worth doing, or something like that. I think it's just completely fine if you just want to have fun. Like the odds are stacked against us anyway, so you should just have fun, you know. Just have fun, dude. So what is this texture? 7. Blackstone 7. What about this lava? Do we get the lava texture here? So this looks pretty... Alright, so we do have a problem with this method. We do have a problem with this method. I'm gonna ask AI if it knows what's... so I'm having a trouble with this method. It seems that in places where the main texture isn't, like where the textures are kind of blended together, the get main texture doesn't return a value. Can you see an obvious way to fix that? Or can we guess what the main texture is? Alright, let's see what the current get main texture method should always return an integer index even if the textures are blended, because it finds the index with the highest mix value. However, if all values in this splat map are 0, which can happen at the very edge of a terrain or in some rare cases, map index will remain 0. I don't think it returned a value. Like I think that's what it was, or maybe the terrain. Like I don't know. All right, so I don't have any promise for that, but let's try it. Like I think the debugging just didn't. I think it didn't do anything. How's Jacob doing? Good day, good day. Vaka says that with fun projects, you might get good ideas for the primary project. Yeah, you might enjoy your stay. Like that's the thing. You might enjoy your life, which so we are returning main indexes 2, 8, 9, 2, 2. But it doesn't print it every half a second. I want to be a wizard or sorcerer. Yeah, me too, man. 11. Like, shouldn't it print this like every half a second? Like, am I completely misunderstanding this shit? I love it when I just fat finger some freaking button. Shouldn't it like half a second just print it out? Get main texture, blah blah blah. Splat map data. Get length. So if the value is greater than 0, is the raycast hitting something else on the way? Yeah, that's actually a really valid point. There is a kind of like this there is this. I have this like tiny ass collider on the base of the player to track where we are. I kind of like to do these on trigger entries and whatnots. So I think that could be the one causing it. So let's see about the collider. So it's the box one. So if I exclude or include, which one is it? If I exclude, hey Morris, well, how's it going? How's it going? Good day, good day. So what if I exclude like raycasts? Or is it include? I always get these confused. So what if this ignores raycast? Is it gonna make it better? Vatsky, let's go. We're gonna take a look at it in just a second. How are people doing? Alright, now it seems like, okay, so we are doing 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. 2, it's still not printing every half a second. It's still not doing that. I think what we should probably do is not use this, but I'm gonna try one more time. So we have the box collider. It's gonna include nothing. No, let's try to do it on this one. And if this doesn't work, I think we can probably do some sort of layer mask on the raycast itself. I would do that in code. Just tell the copilot to just hit the turn layer. Yeah, that's probably smart. 1 second, I just want to try if that works. So 8, 8, 8, and then we definitely we're missing like a lot of them. All right, so I don't think that worked. I don't think that worked at all. So yeah. Can you add a feature in the scan the ground method where you only hit the terrain layer? It's actually called ground layer. I went to watch a movie and woke up when maintenance guy walked in. What? Did you fall asleep? So our beta island is on layer ground. Terrain collider. We could basically check get component terrain. Hit the ground layer or terrain collider, whichever is less demanding. Which movie was it, Nixkara? I need to know so I can skip the movie because it doesn't seem to be very exciting. Alright, so let's have a look at it. So basically what he's doing is we are getting a mask ground. We are just checking the ground layer and then we are doing the same thing. Let's do if it's null. So we're gonna do an else here. Let's do this. I think this is gonna help. So if we are kind of like missing, if we're missing the terrain, if we don't get anything, that could be another issue. James Bond Spectre. Wait, isn't it a pretty good movie? I think I watched it on TV and it seemed to be pretty good. Alright, we are definitely printing shit now. 11 and 4. Three. 11 and 3. What is 11? So this is 5, this is 6. So this is already like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? Oh yeah, this is printing on the NPCs as well, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So let's collapse and see if we can kind of like figure out where we are. We are at 9 now. All right. I think that worked. I think that actually worked. Yeah. All right. That fixed it. So we don't need this anymore. And I'm pretty sure this one was fixed as well. So now what we gotta do is we just gotta like figure out all the different kind of like these, and I think we need to kind of like list them out and then call the correct sounds. I think that's pretty much it. And then obviously we need to add the event into the animations. So let's do that. So paint texture. So this is the list we are working with. So let's see if these kind of like match. So sand should be 5th. So sand is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So sand is also 3. Then we have like stone. So stone is stone should be like 2. So we have marble. So I'm just gonna like change these to kind of like include all the different stones. So grass, wood, snow, main road, yeah. So main road, I think it's gonna be stone in our case. Dry sand, it's gonna be still a sand, so we're just gonna like take that away. 3 and 4, grass, it's gonna be all the same really. Snow, wood 11, I think that's probably it. We have ice. Snow and ice. Can they be the same thing? I think they are gonna be the same thing for us. Snow and ice 12. And I think that's like 5. Then we have this snow as well. So I think that's 6. Stone 7, yes. Then we have that one. So this is gonna be the like 6, 12, 13, so it's 12. Yeah, there it is. Then we have the 13 is also gonna be stone. And number 14 is stone, number 15 is stone, number 16 is stone. We have 15 twice now. Let's put the 17 as sand. Red grass is just gonna be grass. Grass is 9 and 8. So the grass is actually like... So this is 6, 7, 8. So 8, 9, 10 is grass. Alright, so I think we're pretty good here. That's basically it. So now we can kind of like... We can figure this out. So how do we do this? What would be the variable to kind of like hold this information? Should it be a dictionary? I guess. I don't know if Nyxkaro actually... I don't know if that was the answer to this question though. So what we want to do is we basically want to check what the index means. I was on the phone, yeah. Alright, so obviously I can't think for myself, so we're gonna ask AI. So basically the main texture index needs to be next checked against this table of actual terrain. I have listed the different index numbers that match the terrain type. What would be the optimal solution to keep track of the data I've listed and to compare them? Yeah, so dictionary int string or dictionary string list of ints. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be it. So it's kind of like the number into the terrain. I'm gonna catch Coca-Cola. 1 second. Hey, how's it going, our friend from the UAE? UAE. How's life, IOE? All right. Are we done vibe coding? So Vatsky posted as a gameplay teaser of early atmosphere. Let's see. Very dark. Damn, so you got a grappling hook. Holy shit, the movement. The kind of like the gun control of how it's moving is actually like really good already. It's actually really good already, dude. I can see you have some probably some existing assets that you have been using here. That's pretty cool, dude. That's pretty cool. So what is this game gonna be about? Sideways sliding. Sideways swaying for the gun. Yeah. It was already really good. Alright, so we're gonna have this we don't need this shit. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell is that, dude? Nobody wants that shit. Alright, C# here. Just take a breather. Just take a breather, dude. Alright, so that should basically be it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna scan the ground And this is gonna return the main texture. And we are not returning it, so let's return it. So let's do scan the ground. Should we just handle it here in the scan the ground? Maybe so. So what I'm actually thinking here is storing that kind of like last texture string. Let's do something like that. So this is gonna be last texture string. Let's call this stone. This is gonna be the default value. And we are going to be setting this at the end of here. So we can just do the get terrain type, and then if last texture is not equal to terrain type, well, that doesn't really change anything. Just do this. So now we're going to be setting this like every half a second, and someone else can read it for us, basically. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Let's print this. So let's terrain type detected. So we don't need this. Let's go. What you working on? I'm working on footsteps. So we're adding footsteps into the game. Jeez, these tax issues are annoying to handle. Call this number. Wait, they don't know. Next wait line. Yeah, I agree. I agree, brother. What you got cooking though? All right, so let's see if we can now get a proper data here. So there's some people going on stone, wood, and sand. I'm on grass. Let's do not the collapse. So I'm now gonna be on stone. I'm on grass. Yeah, I think it works. It's just it's printing. It's printing like what the NPCs are running on, so it's kind of hard to track of what's happening. But I think it's working. You working on right now, Mrs.? I am working on the footsteps. So what we need to figure out is we need to figure out what we are on at all times. So that's what we did. That's what we did. So now we are kind of like printing out the terrain type that we were on, and we use this main texture getting script where we're reading some splat map data. I've never heard of that before, so that was all news to me. All right, so that's it. Annoying at all problems, true. All right, here we go. Here we go. So basically now what we gotta do is we need to do the event calls on the animations. So I don't know exactly how to handle this sophisticatedly, so we gotta figure it out. We gotta figure this out, alright? So let's figure this out together. So let's go into our... This is our guy. And we're not gonna need these. And let's get the window animation. I'm getting the animation, let's put it in here. And if we take a look at some of these, so for example, when we are running. So when we are running, we need to kind of like take these moments now within the kind of like animation when we would play the sound. So I think it would be this. This would be the kind of like spot where we are playing it. But I haven't done it like this before, so let's see. Add an event. I think it's an event, so we're gonna do an event. The function. Okay, so this seems really easy then. It's already like finding the footstep. We just need to do a method. That's really cool. That's really cool. So we're just gonna do a public void. What? Public void play footstep. Play footstep sound. So this is what we're gonna do. And we are going to play the footstep sound. We don't need to do that though. So we just gotta call the footsteps. Now let's take a look at our audio manager. So in our audio manager we could basically do a one-shot sound. We could just do this. We could basically just do this. Should we have like a separate instance for this? Does it matter? Does anyone have an idea, like if I use this, is it gonna be like, is there a chance for the kind of like the one like I don't think this runtime manager can probably kind of like, well, I don't know. How should this be handled? Should it have like an own instance? Event instance. I'm gonna check what the video guy did. So I think if we go into my history, we can probably find the video. I can probably find it here, right? Dynamic footsteps. So how did he do it? So he is, what this guy is doing, he is run.setParameter by, so you can kind of like set the ID here. We're gonna do the set parameter by name here. So what is the run though? What is the run reference? Is it the runtime manager? Event instance run. Runtime manager create instance event path. Runtime manager attach instance to game object. Is that how you need to do it? What is the event path? Event character footsteps. So it's kind of like this is the fmod events that we are kind of like referencing. It's creating a new instance of it. I think that's probably how we gotta do it, right? Alright, so let's do that. So I think what we gotta do here is I think we got to I think what we gotta do here is do a public what is it? Event reference? No, we should probably handle it in the fmods events. Yeah, let's do that. So I think we have the fmod events. Let's keep it nice and tidy and try to use this one. So we have background music event, ambience event, environment effect. So we're just gonna do like a new one for this. So this is gonna be footstep event. footstep event. And then we should be able to kind of like reference this in here. And what he did was he created a new instance of it. So if we are going like further down here, play run events. He's doing event instance run runtime manager create instance event path. So let's see how that works out for us. So basically each time he is playing the footstep, that's what he's doing. So I don't think we gotta do that anymore. So let's see here. Each time he's playing the footstep sound, he's calling this method like event instance run footstep instance fmod events footstep event create instance. Event reference does not contain a definition for create instance and no accessible extension method create instance except if first blah 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 blah. So that didn't work out. So it's runtime manager create instance and then the event path. Runtime, was it manager? Create instance and then that's okay. So that's actually what we wanted to do. So now we have an instance of the shit. So if the footstep instance is valid, then we are going to set the parameter name. So this is gonna be, yeah, Terran sounds pretty good idea. So Terran, and then we are going to set in last texture string. So that doesn't work. Values. Material value. So what is the previous one? So yeah, this is so he has a material check, and this is kind of like doing that. So we still need to kind of like break it down to order numbers. So can we do that with our dictionary? So basically here we have the list of this. Can you reorder the dictionary so that all the same so in the play footstep sound, I need a float value in the set parameter by name. So basically I have to add some logic or a way to determine which index value means which material type. Any ideas how should we proceed? Handle create a mapping from Terran type to a float value that Fmod expects to for the Terran parameter. String and float for this. Yeah, so we're not gonna be changing it to. All right, so here's the kind of like thing. So we're gonna have like another static dictionary. So now it's gonna be snow, wood, grass, sandstone. That seems straightforward. So now we can just like be alright. So do we have that? And if we do, we're gonna set it into this, and if not, we're gonna set it to unknown. Set parameter by name, Terran value, set 3D attributes, and then we're gonna start the release. All right, that seems good. That seems good. AI knew what I was on about. So now we gotta, in Fmod, we have to set this up in this way. So we're gonna have snow, wood, grass, sand, stone, and unknown. So let's open up our Fmod. Open project. So what we need basically, is we are going to need a new event. I think we are doing a 3D timeline, but it doesn't really matter because we're gonna do a parameter sheet. But before we can do that, we need to add a new parameter. The parameter is gonna be labeled. Yeah, I think this is what it is. Or is it the discrete one? I think we're doing the labeled one. So the labeled is going to be called Terran. And then we are going to change these values. So the first one is snow, wood, grass, sand, and stone. And then we're gonna have like unknown if we don't know what the hell's going on. So that's it. The first initial value, I think we're gonna set it to the stone. And we're gonna hold value during playback. I think we needed to do that. All right. Now we have that. What we can do now is we can create a new parameter sheet called Terran. I think we can remove the timeline. This is going to be called footstep event. Then we have like these fields now for all the different audio types, or kind of like different Terran types. And now we gotta basically import all the sounds. So we have a bunch of different ones. These are all for the stone. So I'm gonna create a new multi-instrument. So this is where the magic happened, people. We need to first import the footstep sounds in here. So let's create a new, I think we're just gonna do a new folder altogether. Footsteps. Let's do stone. Grass. Sand. Snow. And ice. And wood. Alright, so now we have 5 folders. I'm gonna import the stone ones into the stone. Then we have gravel. The gravel, I think it's just gonna go into the sand, or what the hell do we do? Do we have gravel? We don't really have gravel. Should we do gravel? We don't really have gravel in the game. Maybe it's... I suppose it kind of could be there, kind of the pebbles. I wanna distract you, hehe. Make a story and a coffee, a rat and a banana. The rat can't eat the banana. Wait. You are definitely distracting. Make a story and a coffee, a rat and a banana. So you want a story that includes a coffee, a rat and a banana. And then the plot is that the rat can't eat the banana. Or is that kind of like a rule? Is it a rule that the rat can't eat the banana? I'm trying to get the facts right. Yeah, that's a rule. Okay. A coffee, a rat, and a banana. All right, let me think real quick. All right, this is it. So, there was once an evil food critic. He was so evil of a food critic that everybody, every restaurant, every waiter, every cook hated his guts. He was so infamous, he was so evil and vile that he had closed half of all the restaurants in New York City. His goal was to expose every minor detail in every restaurant in New York City and even in the world to stop all the restaurants from being existing. Like his goal was to basically abolish all restaurant business everywhere. And he was really good at finding what was wrong with every one of the restaurants he visited and critiqued. All right. There was once a French restaurant in New York City. There was this guy, Frank, who was Italian American, and he was working there as an intern. So he wasn't a fully experienced cook. He wasn't head chef or anything like that. He had a pet rat, and the pet rat was so attached to Frank that sometimes the pet rat would climb into Frank's coat, into pockets and whatnot, to kind of like travel with Frank. And Frank sometimes he noticed, sometimes he didn't. Like each morning, the rat found a new place to hide. And they always didn't know where the rat was located in. Don't steal the plot for that. No, this is not gonna be it. All right. So then, one day, this evil, despised food critic would come to Frank's restaurant. He was ready to give it the all the hate in the world and to shut it down. He was all like he came in as a evil man, and he was already like taking his kind of like, you know, the clipboard and writing things every piece of detail, like there is some dust here on the tables. There is a little bit of a hygienic issue at the toilets. Like even before he got the food in. Frank was the one handling the orders, so he came to the evil critic guy and was like, "Hey, what do you want today? What would you like to do? Would you like to hear the specials?" And the evil critic was like, "Well, I would like to have a crème brûlée and some steak. Wholty vegetables, only the steak, because that's where the problems happen." And Frank was like, all right. He didn't know who the critic was, so he was just minding his own business. He writes it down and goes back to the kitchen. The cook notices who the critic is and notices who the customer is. So he's starting sweating like, oh shit, Frank, we gotta nail this down. He's gonna close our business. He's gonna make us all unemployed. We're gonna lose our homes. We're gonna lose our lives. This guy is known to find a problem with every restaurant. So Frank now gets freaked up. And even the rat is kind of like rattled inside his little pocket. They start prepping the steak. They start prepping the crème brûlée. And that's when the rat actually, he gets scared. He gets scared because he feels the nervousness, and he's getting all riled up in the back, and everyone's kind of like busy and hustling and whatever. The rat gets scared, and he jumps off the coat and starts running across the dining room. And the critic is like, was that a rat? Like immediately he starts writing, and the rat is off to toilet or something to kind of like find solitude and peace. And the critic guy is like riled up, like what happened? Was that a rat? Like, I'm gonna close this place down if I can find the rat. And Frank is just minding his own business, trying to help the cook, and the specialty of the crème brûlée of the Frank's restaurant was that they put a little bit of banana. They put a little bit of banana into the crème brûlée. So the cook is slicing the banana real thin, and puts it in the crème brûlée, and then they do the little torching. They torch the top to kind of like caramelize the top. And they do a beautiful job at the steak. They bring the critic the steak. He actually kind of enjoys it. He was, it's a pretty good steak. But where's the rat? Like, he's constantly looking for the rat and kind of like checking the tables, checking the chairs. Like, where's the rat? Like, can I write that down? Because that would be instant ban on the restaurant. And then it comes time for the dessert. The dessert is gonna be make or break it. This is gonna be it. Is the restaurant going to survive? They bring in the crème brûlée. It has the special banana inside it. The food critic goes and sticks the fork or sticks the spoon through the hard surface. Takes a good scoop, and then he's like, wait, what is that? Is that banana? I'm deadly allergic to banana. Ugh. He dies right on the spot. He just drops dead, and that's it. The evil critic has been won. No, there hasn't been any banana in the known cuisines of the world that goes in the crème brûlée. Yep, there it is. That was a story about a rat and a banana. And the coffee, the coffee was, they all were drinking a lot of coffee along the way, yeah. They were all drinking a lot of coffee, yeah. I forgot about the coffee, I'm sorry about that. Laretski's here, how's it going? Yo, F-Mod, Darth Blechman, damn right. Alright, so we have a little bit of an issue because we have a lot of gravel sound effects, and we didn't realize we need gravel, so let's add that into the terrain. I am going to edit the parameter. We're gonna do a new one. This is gonna be called gravel, and let's put this here, so it's gonna be number 5. All right, and then in the script we're also going to add that. So here, instead of the unknown, we're going to do a new one, and this is gonna be the gravel. It's gonna be 5, and unknown is gonna be 6. It's gonna be 6, all right. And I think that's what we had in F-Mod as well. What a great story. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. And anyone's free to use that as a plot in their novels. Fishbots, thank you for the follow. Fun to see F mod on use. I really enjoy this. Like, apart from the little setting up problems that we had, I think this is a really great software. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a multi-instrument into the gravel, and we're just gonna drag and drop these in here. And now if we play gravel, so if I play gravel, we're gonna get these sound effects. So here they are. It's a little quiet, but you can probably hear it. There it is. There it is. All right. I don't know how to time them, so we might need to figure out a way to kind of like make them play at the same time. So that's gonna be interesting. We just had a 1-day lesson for it. Nice. A lot of sets that's quite good. Interesting times ahead at work. Our CEO said he is done, so we will have a new one from corporation level. He's done? Does it mean like he's quitting, or what the hell? What the hell happened? All right, so we have these stones here. I just realized we used the wrong audio here. So let's get rid of those. We were supposed to do these in the gravel, but we don't have the folder yet. So, okay, let's get this shit down. Let's get this shit down now. So this is the gravel. This is sand. Then we have snow. Then we have wood. Big shout out to Cubesoid for providing these. These are amazing. These are amazing. So we don't have any grass yet. So I think what Cubesoid actually did for us, I think he did some grass earlier. Yeah, I think these are like both pretty good grass stuff. So we're gonna use those too. So now we're gonna just add multi-instruments to all of these, like so. And then I'm gonna use all of these beautiful things that we have. So this one goes here. The gravel goes here. Sand goes here. Snow and ice here. Stone here. Wood there. And that's it. That's it. So now if we change this value, so we're on snow, we're getting these sounds. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If we go into wood, we're gonna get different sounds. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He just quit. Oh, that doesn't sound too good now, does it, Lareski? Like, if your CEO just walks out, that sounds a little troubling. Like, what the hell? What's going on? Fishbot says that always liked Fmod. What little audio programming I do these days is all WYs. Is that a program, or what is that? But hey, nice to meet you, Fishbots. Where are you from, my dude? We are working on our first game, and it's also our dream project, Shadows of Tuonela. Yeah. And now we're doing the footsteps. Fanny Slam is here as well. How's it going, Fanny? All right, here we go. Here we go. So we have all these sets up now. We could do a bunch of things with them to kind of like match them audio levels and whatnots, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I think we need a new music bank. I'm going to create a new one. This is going to be called Footstep Bank. And then I'm going to assign this into the Footstep Bank. We're going to save the project. We're going to build the project. And then we are going to hook this up. Las Vegas! God damn! Viva Las Vegas! Do you watch ice hockey? You guys have been pretty good the couple of past years. Las Vegas Golden Knights. Can't sleep tonight, so watching Twitch while I rebuild my build system. Nice. Hey, I'm glad you found us. Vegas. Would love to visit. What do you think about Las Vegas yourself? You probably have a little bit of a more insider perspective to Vegas. Is it as epic as they make it sound? All right, so now basically what's going to happen is we need to let's do one animation. Well, let's do the running animations. I think it's not going to be too much work, so let's just do it. So I'm gonna take running north, for example. So this is us running. So now we need to find the exact frame when we should play the sound. So I think it's gonna be like this. Let's do. I think it needs to be a little bit like sooner rather than later, because there's a little bit of a delay with the sound. So let's do a new event. This is gonna be footstep. Play footstep sound. Some functions were overloaded in mono behavior components and may not work as intended. I don't know what that is all about. Network animator reset trigger. Uh-oh. That might be trouble. But yeah, we have one effect there. Let's do another one for the other leg, so other foot. So I'm gonna play it like here. Probably like there. Let's do another event. It's gonna be the footstepping as well. All right. Make it dance again. Watch him go. Let's see here what you guys wrote. Fishbot says that yep, even got to go to a Golden Knights game this year finally. Nice. They have one of our OGs. Like you can probably see, I'm a Sharks fan. They have one of our kids, Thomas Hertel, guy from Czech Republic. He got traded this year to Golden Knights, so I would be rooting for him if I was you. Kind of sure today is not a good day to dev doing dig puzzles. What? Lotta says that we were a bit freaked out yesterday with coworker, but I understand that there is no need at several CEOs corporation when there has been selling and merging companies. And if I had been having CEO pay several years and shares from company, I would quit too. I get it. Yeah, I get it. So if the money's good, or you can just like take a couple years off, enjoy life. Sounds good to me. All right, so I think we did that. Let's do another walking animation. So we are going south here. Let's do the same thing over here. So when we are hitting the ground, so roughly speaking around this point, let's do a new event. We're doing the play footstep. I just realized we had one there, so I think we can copy this to be fair. So then this one's gonna be like here. All right, so that's it. Then we are going into east walk. We're running east. So let's see when our feet are hitting the ground. So roughly there. New event. Footstep. Play footstep. Then the other feet. Like there. Alright. And then finally the west. A west walk. So we are hitting the ground like, I don't know, there. And then like here. All right. So do we have them set up? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, the west side, motherfuckers, let's go. So does it work? Does it work? Guys, let's do a prediction. Let's do a prediction. Will the footstep sounds work? I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes. And there's one thing that we didn't do yet, so keep that in mind, and that is the fact that in Audio Manager we need to set this one. So let's see if we can find, yeah, we have a footstep event, there it is. There it is. So, you can now predict, do you believe or do you doubt? So basically we should be, I think we should be good, but I could be horribly wrong. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. If this works on first go, I'm just gonna like yell. I'm gonna yell. And it's gonna be like, I think I'm gonna dance a little bit. So yeah, we're creating a new instance of the footstep event. If it's valid, then we are going to check the value, and then we're gonna set the parameter by name. So Terran, is the Terran the correct one? If we are going into here, it is called Terran. So I think we are good. Paha Pacifisti, good day. 0 references. What do you mean with 0 references? Yeah, that's because it's called in the event. Like it's called in the animator, so I don't think it has like any information about anything. Yeah. I'm currently trying to make my build machine quieter. I'm happy that it's finally working. So many cores, so much RAM, but it is loud. So wait, you build machine quiet. So do you have like a separate PC for builds? Is that what it is? Electro says that when you said dick puzzles, I thought you were just making really tough puzzles, but I don't know what I expected. It was a literal dick puzzle. All right. I probably can't show it on stream now, can I? All right. Let's go. You can show it on stream. All right, so we're gonna do that afterwards. Guys, this is it, boys. I'm gonna put my beautiful chiptune on pause, and here we go. Should we mute the music somehow? Should we mute the music? Are we gonna be able to listen to anything if the music's just blasting? How do I mute the music for a second? How do I mute the music? I don't have like any managers for that yet. Maybe if I delete this, is it gonna fuck everything up? I don't know. We'll see. I just took the background music kind of like path away, so maybe that doesn't play the music now. Damn, fish butts. That sounds cool. Are you a game dev? All right, this is it, boys. Come on, Unity gods. Let me have footstep sounds. It's alive! All right, what about grass? So that sounds a little jarring. Yeah, it works. It works. You get a little bit of a kind of like a double thing at some point. Hell yeah! It works. I cannot believe it. Woo! It works. What about these guys? Can we hear these guys? We can hear these guys. Here. I can hear them. This is so good. Let's go. All right. I need some tunes. We need to dance. F-mod is the best shit ever. All right. All the doubters, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, doubters, but you shouldn't have doubted because we're gonna steal your points now. Let's go. Celebration time. All right. So it's actually pretty good. It's actually like, it's genuinely pretty good. Like there are some cases where if you're changing kind of like the animation, you kind of like get double steps. Like here you kind of like get that. I don't know how to fix that. This is so freaking good, man. Oh my god. Get up the chair and dance. All right, here we go. Put the music back. We need the music. That's literally how I danced back in the day. I didn't ever get ladies' attention when I was dancing at the clubs. I did get attention of my friends though. My buddies, my bros. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm really happy about that, dude. I'm really happy about that. There might have been some issue. I think we got some null refs. I don't know if it was because of this, so let's see. Hey, Koivu! Damn! Fishbot says that I've been a game dev for a long time. Mostly everything except gameplay with a specialty in weird stuff. I do a lot of work deep in Unreal and Unity source, so need to build them and very large games from scratch constantly. Damn! Can I work for you? You seem like a guy who knows everything. We're just silly like middle you know, like mid Unity devs here. All right, so we are seeing some null refs here. Let's see what these are all about. Cyan Rope has no receiver. All right, so I think. Yeah, so these guys don't know what to do with the animation calls, or the kind of like the event calls. Ilumski has some comment, let's see. Can't wait for the lava dances on the server, damn right. GitHub Actions. It could be fixed by the walk animations to be tweaked on some stepping pace. Or having sync markers if Unity has those. Their animation logic plays steps at the same time when they transition from one to another. Oh, okay, so you could fix it like the animation wise. Yeah, sounds cool. Sounds cool. It's not a serious thing, but I think we need to look into it. Only if you're feeling the pressure and need to move storage around. Modern games take so much space, and I'm just scared that I run out of space constantly. Yeah, especially Unreal games. Yeah, my game is like 200 megabytes. Into polishing list 100%. Alright, so the Cyan Robe is having issues. Let's see what the Cyan guy is. What's wrong? What's wrong with the Cyan guy? What's wrong with the Cyan guy? So inside prefabs, new bots, we have this Cyan robed guy. So apparently this one. So what is wrong with you? You have animator. You have an animator. The animator is looking exactly like the one of the player. Yeah. So what's wrong? What is wrong, my friend? What is wrong, my friend? So inside here, do we have the footstepper? No, we don't. That's the trouble. That's the problem. So for some reason, this guy didn't have that. It's using a different prefab. That's probably why. All right. So do the other guys then have it? If we take a look at, for example, the Black Shadow. So he's got footstep. All right. So obviously the other bot types, they don't have them yet, but we'll fix it later. Fix it later. All right, let's give it another go. Does it fix it? What's wrong with the cyan guy while one turns into ultimate blonde diva mode? Endless DBZ memes in my head whenever I'm talking about cyan characters. I see. Sorry, I'm apparently have lung cancer. No, it's just my asthma. Only Windows and games I play 400 gigabytes already, leaving me with 500 left. Alright. So I don't really hear the footsteps here. But they are there. Yeah. It's pretty good. We need more grass sounds. Like playing just the two is a little bad. So I'm kind of like thinking we either what we need to do is record more, or I think there is some sort of like pitch shift, so you can kind of like do some pitch shifting. I think we could do that as well. Now, I don't know how to do that though. Like, do I need to like, yeah, pitch shifting. Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm just wondering, how do we do that? I think we need to look into that. So let's see here. Fmod pitch shifting. Random pitch. Because if it kind of like randomized the shift, then it would like appear that we have like endless whatnot. How to pick a random sound and play a random pitch. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good to me. Just don't do it too much. Someone who went a bit too far in some project. Call it from Fmod and set the thresholds. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Music randomization. Creating variation.
Hello, welcome to Fmod in.
I have it in my sound manager. Yeah. But now we're handling everything in Fmod, so I don't want to like start tweaking them inside the scripts. So I'm pretty sure you can kind of like automate this in Fmod. I just don't know how.
2 minutes, the series for beginners in game audio implementation.
2 minutes, too much.
We're talking about
125
variation in your events. Here I've got my footstep event once more. And you can see down here that we only have 4 samples, and I want to stretch these samples out to sound like there's more than 4. Really maximize using fewer.
Hell yeah.
What we can do is down here where it says pitch, I can right click and I can add a random modulation. Add modulation and random.
All right, so that's, I literally should have just tested it. All right, so we're right clicking, add modulation, random, and okay, so do we need to add automation here? Probably. So okay, let's take a look at the video.
All of a sudden the pitch dial appears, and I can turn this up, and what it means is the more I turn it up, the bigger the range of pitch that can be selected each time the event is played. I'll show you an exaggerated example. I'll turn it all the way up and we'll play the event.
All right, so is this like
As
the
you can see, it doesn't
maximum?
sound very good, so we can turn this down to make it sound more subtle. Cool, that sounds good. Now, if we click on the event, we can also add this random modulation to other parameters, for example, like an EQ. I can go here, add random to each one of the dials. And again, I'm going to turn them up more than I would normally, just for the purposes of the demonstration. So I'd normally turn these down way more, something a little subtler.
Interesting. So you can even like EQ them out if you want.
And there you go, a really quick example. You can add this random modulation to pretty much any plugin that you want to add to your event and really quickly create some variation.
Yeah, exactly, Nick.
4 samples sound like a lot more. That's
cool. I really like this. Yeah, Nick Scudder, like you are doing it in script, and Unity like provides you with a lot of tools to kind of like to modify your audio. But we decided to go with the Fmod, and I want to do everything in Fmod if we are like we have gone that route, so we kind of like wanna watch the whole route, you know. All right, so footsteps. If we are taking the grass here, we have 2 sounds. So what we can do is we can randomize this, and then apparently this, if you tone this down, it's gonna be like pitching it with 5. I don't know what the ST is. No idea, but let's try the 5. All right, let's play the grass then. Grass. I don't know if I succeeded in doing that. Felt pretty. Let's crank it up. All right, it was working. It was just too subtle. Let's try like 10. Yeah, there's much more variation now. Much more variation now. All right. Let's tone it down just a touch, like I don't know, like 7, something like 7. And then I think we can kind of like do something else as well here. So how did he add like a EQ? Like what was that? How did he add an EQ?
more subtle. Cool, that sounds good. Now, if we click on the event, we can also add this random.
If we click the events, wait, what?
Cool, that sounds good. Now, if we click on the event, we can also add this.
So here, all right, so here, add effects. So we have a lot. We have EQ, compressor, distortion, delay, gain, limiter, whatnots. Yeah, so I think there could be like a lot of things that you could do here. One of which would be to kind of like change the volume as well. But let's try the EQ. So what I'm gonna do here is I am going to do some randomization on the mids. I think the mids and the lows are probably gonna matter the most. Well, let's do one on each, whatever. Let's do one on each. And I'm gonna just do like 5 decibels on each one of them. Alright, so what does that sound like? Is this gonna be for one of them or is this for all of them? No, this is only for one of them. Or maybe it went to all of them. I think it went to all of them. Holy shit, this is pretty good. It still sounds a little... It's a little repetitive. It's a little repetitive, I'm not gonna lie. We will rock you like don't. Buddy, you're a young man, a hot man, shot in the street, gonna fake in the world someday. You got blood on your face, you big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you. Boom, boom. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, so it's not perfect. I think it's gonna sound a lot better when you're running something on like stone. Let's try stone. Hell yeah. I don't know if this is gonna be a problem that there's quite a bit of delay until the sound plays. It's pretty low on ranges. What do you mean? Try adding some more variation on the EQ. All right, let's try that. Let's add 10 decibels. On the EQ, add more decibels. All right, let's give that a go. Yeah, I like that. I like it how it shows the random value that we're getting. Hell yeah, that's pretty good. All right, I'm happy about that. Let's see how it is with snow. Yeah, I'm hearing the plastic bag on this one, but I think it'll work. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I would add a tiny bit of delay on snow. Delay, you say? Add modulation. How do you do that? Everything has microplastic. Hell yeah. I don't know what these values are. Maybe with the ADHR, if you kind of like ADHD maybe you could kind of like crossfade it or something. I don't know if that's what you mean. Yeah. I think we are pretty happy with this though. So I'm gonna save, I'm gonna build, and we should basically have that now set up here. All right. So I think next up, what we have in our kind of like to-do list is to add these into the settings menu. So what we need basically is we need a couple of things. First and foremost, we obviously need to hook up and be able to change the values, so can change the volumes. So I think what we could do is fmod unity, kind of like settings or settings menu. How do you do that connection? Your dot main is out, yeah. Creating an audio settings menu, yeah.
Hello again. Welcome to another.
Need more dicks in the map.
The sound to. I want the master bus to be at 0 dB when the game starts. I'd leave it as it is right now at 0 dB, and on the float, its lowest sound from within your game. So let's jump back into the script. So that's what that's for. We then got some
fmod.studio bus
classes that we've put at the beginning of the script. I've called these music, sound effects, and master.
So we gotta get the buses.
And then we've also got free floats. So we've got
Dick Merchant or Riot. All right, so we got a reference to these buses apparently. See where he actually kind of like talks about it. How do I get this kind of view? I haven't seen that view like anywhere. How do you see that? What is that? So we have events, banks, and assets. This doesn't really... Oh, you can do the 3D here. Sheesh. That's cool. How do I see that shit?
I've made an extra and everything up or down. So that's what we're going to be trying to do. Just set up a little system, something like this. So yeah. So now we've had a look at that. Let's quickly have a look at what's happening in Fmod. So in my Fmod project, there's not a lot going on. There's a lot of folders of just other sounds that I'm not actually using in this scene. I'm using this music event, and I'm using everything in the sound effects folder. So in total, we're only using 4, events. But you can use this for, massive projects with, with loads of different events if you like. Obviously, you just have to bear that in mind when we come to the, the bus side of things. So if I jump into the mixer, we can have a look at.
All right, there it was. Window mixer. Window mixer. All right, so we have mixer master, and we have the different shits here. Mixing desk. Add global buses in the browser to view their mixer strips. So we have what? VCA snapshots, what? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Guys, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed.
My buses. I'm going to quickly just select the buses that I'm using, because again, I'm not using all these. These are just to organise all the sounds I've got in this project. Okay, so these are the 3 main buses I'm using. I'm basically sending...
We don't have those buses. Like, how do you... What? So, inside master, did we have that shit? We have these events. Add global buses in the browser to... What? Excuse me. Excuse me, what is that? I was watching some documentary about ancient Romans and how they drew dicks on the walls. The narrator was like, it was a signal of strength and honor. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Someone was just bored and drew cocks on the wall. Yeah, that sounds more like it. So I only have these events here. There's only the events here. And this guy he's got like these... He's got like these buses here. I am confused.
All the music, even though there's one track, to this music bus. I'm then sending all my sound effects events to this bus here, and then both of these are being...
Yeah, I think we... That's funny. So what the hell? Fmod setting up buses. Mix bus organization. In Fmod, setting up buses involves organizing your audio into groups. You can create buses by right-clicking in the mixer window and selecting create return or create group. Right-clicking in the mixer window. New group, new return, new port. Alright, we're gonna do new group. This is gonna be called background music group. Very good. Alright, so what the hell does this do? Ambiance, music event, background music. Can you like reroute it to into master? So what if I okay, so is that the way to go? Hey, we have it now here. Cool. All right, so maybe that's the way to go. So let's try this. So this is gonna be environment sound group. Yes. Yes, yes. And we are gonna put this reroute into environment. And then the ambiance, I think we need a new group for it. Ambiance, sound group. And then this one is gonna be rerouted into that. And then the footsteps. Should it be like under? Should it be under sound effects or what? I don't know. I'm gonna create a new group. Whatever. Footsteps. Footsteps. Sound group. Whatever. Player can control anything they want. Anything they want. Footstep ground group. Not that one, this one. Alright, so now we have 4 of these buses. So now I suppose we could kind of like mix these to kind of like the volumes to the volume levels we want. Yeah. I wonder if this is still gonna work. So let's build this project. Before we move on, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna build, and let's see if the things still work. Yeah, the whole chat is about dicks. I love it. Love the dick talk. And speaking of dicks and balls. Micro penis. Nice. This dick is growing backwards. Beautiful. Beautiful. It has the whole set. Whole set it has. So your mom. Smilers. Yeah, it still works. Alright, good stuff. I didn't break anything, so that's what I wanted to test out. Okay, so next what we needed to do is... so we need to reference to these somehow. So how you do that is you have audio settings, and then he has like Fmod Studio event instance SFX volume test event. Okay, so whatever. Then you have the studio bus music SFX. And then you have kind of like bass volumes, and then you are just getting them. And then we're doing a test, whatever. And in update, we are updating through these. And I reckon these are getting kind of like changed in the sliders. All right, I hear you. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to go into our options menu, and this is where dot menu you can skedaddle, you can skakuchi, you can leave, because we are going to be doing a new parent here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create the audio. So let's see if I copy paste this is gonna be called audio parent. And we don't need a drop down menu, nor do we need a full screen toggle. What we actually need are sliders. We need sliders. So we're gonna do slider. This is gonna be so I think what we have is we have the master, kind of like the master audio, master slider. Then we have, well, let's actually figure out one at a time. So master slider. I'm gonna put dicks. This is one dick. That's one dick right there. Let's put on some music. It's too quiet. All right, so here we go. Master slider. One bald dick. So it's ugly as balls, but it that could be a dick. Yeah, it's not a very healthy one. Min value 0 to 1. I think that's probably what we want, right? Right. Master volume 1. What kind of values are we looking at? What kind of values are we looking at right now? I think like percentage could work. I think that could work. The slider freaking this handle is ugly. Yeah, I'm kind of like thinking like percentage is probably fine. So this is the knob we're using. The knob is ugly. The knob is ugly. Could we like? This is gonna. I wanna make it more of a circle. That's already better. I wanna change the handle color as well. So let's change it to orange. Orange. Very nice. Don't make it blue now. It's gonna be orange. All right. So that's gonna be the master slider. Yep. And the value is gonna go from 0 to 1. Very good. Then we are gonna do another one, and this is gonna be so I see this is gonna be like so. This is gonna be like so. So we are kind of like doing a horizontal thing in this one. So we're doing grid. Yeah. Maybe we could do like fixed column count and like 2. So master slider, then we would have, I don't know, like music slider. Then we're gonna do one for sound effects, sound slider. And then we're gonna have ambient slider. And it seems like our vertical layout group isn't doing good. So these guys are taking more. They're taking more space than it's allowed to take. So now we have 4 sliders. We kind of like had 5, didn't we? Yeah, we have 4 plus master. What if we do one more? Footstep. I don't know about the footstep slider. Should the footsteps be under the sound effects? Yeah, I'm kind of like thinking as well, like maybe it should be just underneath that. So if we're going back in here, we're not gonna have a footstep. I think we're gonna reroute this into, this is gonna be renamed sound effects group. So now we have background, we have environment, sound, ambience, and sound effects. Ambient music, sound effects, and combat. Sound effects and combat. So now we have like a separate one for the environment sounds. That's a little, it's a little weird. I think this is a little weird. Maybe this should just go in the sound effects. I think I'm gonna like reroute this to sound effects. And just like try to simplify. So we have music, ambience, and sound effects. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna go with that. So we're only gonna have 3 sliders. So master, music, sound, ambience. So that's it. We need to increase the menu size. Let's give this a little bit more height. And let's add the spacing. I think we could add to something like 50 here. So now it's really taking space. Alright, so now we gotta figure out a way to kind of like showcase which one is which. Which one is which? How did we handle that one? Change name. So inside we have change name text. Alright, so I think we can do that. So let's add like text over here. Text. This is gonna be master volume text. I see a little inconsistency in how we're handling the fonts. Alright, so this is gonna be here. Let's change this to master volume. Maybe we should have like a little kind of like, I don't know. Let's increase the size of this whole shit. 700 to 600. So this is gonna be like so. So we have master volume. Then we are gonna copy paste this. So this one's gonna have no. Huh? Master slider, then we have music slider. Why are you going there though? Why are you going there? Like what? Nobody wanted you to go there. Nobody wants you to go there. So this was the music. Music volume text. This is called the sound effects text. Sounds volume text. Alright, and this is gonna go to the left like so. Sounds volume. And one more for the ambience. Here we go. All right. So we have those. Yeah. Next up, we need something that they are changing. So how we're gonna handle this is we're gonna go into the options menu and we're gonna do something similar this guy has done. So basically he has the scripts kind of like calling these ones. So public void master volume level, it's gonna take in a float new master volume and then we're just gonna set the master volume into that. So in update we are changing that. I don't think that makes any sense to call them in update. I don't think that makes any sense whatsoever. I think we can do probably like a on listener or something that updates that. But yeah, we need the references, so let's see how we handle the references again. So fmod studio bus music sfx. All right, let's see if we can figure those out. What was it? Fmod studio system, fmod unity music, no, fmod studio bus. Ambiance bus, music bus, sfx. All right, so yeah, so we have the master, we don't have UI, ambiance, so I think this is pretty much it, right? And then in awake we are checking those out. So bus music sfx master. These are probably not gonna be called that, are they? No, I don't think so. So let's have a look at what they are actually like. Jansu, good day. Jansu says the video game settings seems always hard to do, right? Always some settings that is hard to set, like choosing resolution should always be drop down selection, not anything else. Yeah, it's a minor thing, but you want to do it right. So here it was like bus ambience. I don't see any buses here. Ambient background music, so what are these? Okay, so these are just the assets. In build, it has the banks. In metadata, is there a bus? No. So what was his gets bus master music? I think we are doing that as well. So it's bus. Let's see here. Bus. I think they are all under master. And then I think we call them something else than that. So let's go see how it is. So we have mixture master. I wonder if this is actually the whatever. Then we have background music group. So I'm pretty sure these are the kind of like what we are looking for. So this is, for example, ambiance music group. Background music group. I think that's what it is. Sound effects group. I don't know if this is called mixer master. So here how we have kind of like done this is, so you have a copy path. What does this print? Bus. So this is only bus. What about this one? Background music. Okay, so we got it wrong. So these are actually, this is just bus. This is just bus. And we don't actually need to determine this master. I think that's probably right. So now we have a reference to all of these guys. So let's do like first we initialize the fmod buses. And then we need new methods for that. So let's do these. I don't know. I'm gonna do them here at the. Well, let's do like somewhere around here. All right. So Set ambiance volume. Set music volume. Set SFX volume. Set master volume. Do we need anything else? Music set volume. So I think these needs to be called in order for us to change it. Oh yeah, these are actually okay. So there's one more thing that we haven't figured out. So these already changed the volume. No, it's not distraction time, are you? What are you up to? All right, so we need the volumes though. So let's do like private floats and do the volumes. So these are gonna be the default volumes. And then we gotta load these. So we are gonna load the player settings. And we're gonna take in the data. So we are going to need so should we do this separately then? Player settings data. So let's do public float, ambiance volume, music volume, SFX volume, master volume. And let's call these, let's change these a little bit for kind of like clarity's sake. Let's is it refactor? No. Change all occurrences. Saved resolution index. Saved is full screen. I'm just saving these. These could be with a capital letter as well. Saved music volume. Let's do capital letters because it's supposed to be public. All right, did we get that right? All right, so now we have those values. So now upon when we are loading, we are gonna load player settings, and now we're gonna get the JSON. We're gonna take that and make it into data. We're checking, okay, so do we have the shit? If resolution drop down. So here we're gonna do the set ambiance volume, blah blah blah, like so. Resolution drop down value. What gen Pokemon music is this? I have no idea. Electro needs to go. Tonight I'm gonna make the first asset of it. Let's go, Electro! I really like keep me posted, alright? So we can figure out what works and what not. Thank you, Electro, and have a good one. Alright, so we're gonna set these shits. And also, is there anything else to it really? So we are setting the volume like so. And whenever we are leaving, we are going to save the shit. So save player settings. We need to put these on. Ambiance music get volume. No, that's not it. That's not it. I think we need to store these values. Ambiance music volume, SFX. So they are all kind of like maxed out. I think what we could do like initially is have them at full volume or something, half volume. Alright, so we are gonna be loading the player settings, and if it exists, then we are doing that. If it doesn't, then we are getting these. So I think we could do is we could set these into kind of like default. Let's do like set default settings or whatever. Set default settings. Let's do something like this. And what the default settings is gonna look like, it is going to do this. And we're just going to do some default shit. So data save revolution, save the revolution index. Is there a way to kind of like see what makes sense here? And we do like resolutions, like freaking last one. Resolutions. Resolutions. Length -1 or something. So this is expecting a index. Why does it want width? We're populating resolutions, which is going through screen data resolutions. Resolutions is it's a yeah. We should be able to access this one. Resolutions. So the resolution's length. Oh yeah, okay. So this one's the index of this one, not the resolution. So. Resolutions count? No. Length? So I'm kind of like, I'm thinking like, alright, so the default resolution is gonna be the last value. Or does this need to be -1? Does length, if there's 20 elements in an array, so it's from 0 to 19, is the length going to print 19 or 20? It's 20, right? So I think we need to do a -1 here. Set full screen. I think this is gonna be by default true. Set ambience volume. Let's do like the ambience volume here. Music volume. SFX volume. Master volume. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. So if we don't have this one, we can set it to default, and it's gonna be this. Alright. And then we have these methods. So we have set ambience volume. This is gonna like right away just set the bus volume. So what this guy did here is, for some reason, he is like doing it in update, and he's kind of like changing the value there. I think we can kind of like. Alright, so if we. The only thing that's kind of like question mark, so if we save this now. So when we are saving, we gotta like figure this out. So we need. So we can't do this for some reason. it needs an argument. I suppose one way would be to kind of like set these into default, and then we would kind of like update these as well as we go. So what if we do like default ambiance volume, default music volume, default SFX volume, and finally default master volume, and then we would do this as well. What's wrong with this? Nothing. And then when we are setting these would be the default ambiance, default music, and now when we are doing this, we would also be, so when we are changing the value here, these nuts. So when we are doing this, we're also gonna update, let's update the kind of like field volume. So this is gonna be ambience volume, is gonna be volume. Music volume is gonna be volume. And lastly this one, this, and then this one is gonna be this. And now we have reference to these values as well. So these are kind of like the actual active volumes. Active volumes, default volumes, and now what we gotta do here is when we are saving, we can just save these ones. Yep. I think the default master volume could be 1. So we're gonna have like, these are gonna be all half, and then the master's gonna be 1. I think that could work. We're gonna figure out a nice middle ground. Alright, so is there anything I'm kind of like missing out? I think that kind of works. SFX volume level. Okay, so this is probably just that you could test it out what it sounds like. Alright, so let's give this a go. Obviously we are not changing the... So we're not changing the kind of like the slider values, are we? We don't have the slider references. So let's do that. Header, audio settings, and let's do the sliders here. So we're gonna have serialized field, that, and that, and that, and that. So there it is. Now we have the sliders. So we gotta initialize these sliders. So we have the settings. I think here we could basically like, let's initialize the sliders. So we're gonna do the ambiance, and that should be it. We actually did the listener as well, so good job, Copilot. So now when we are changing the value, we are going to be setting the master and whatnot. Alright guys, what do you guys think? Will this work? Should we do a prediction? Will the sound options work? I'm gonna give you guys a 5 minutes because I still need to check the references inside the menus and whatnots, and I kind of want to do a piss break as well. So What do you guys think? Prediction time! Yeah. Content. Alright, so we have those. Then inside audio parent we have all the sliders. So we gotta reference them here. So ambience, volume slider, music, SFX, master. There it is. Are we missing any references? I don't think so. Where is everyone else? Well, there's a lot of points already. I'm really happy to see that. There's nothing as sad as not seeing any predictions happening. So I think that's pretty much it. These will hopefully be populated with the default settings. There's also the issue that we do have the file, but we don't have all the settings. So we might see something funny happen. No idea if this is gonna work. So there's a lot of question marks here. Let's save this and build this. There's a lot of question marks here, but we'll figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick piss. Team Doubters already all in. Let's go, guys. Hey, you still have 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes time to vote. What do you think? Alright. Let's see. Let's give it a go, boys and girls. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about myself. We'll see how it is in real life, though. Let me hide the menu, so we're not gonna be showing it by default. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's pause this one. Let's crank up the volumes. All right, we have music. Boom. So we have some filling issues, and these obviously don't. They are not hooked up to anything here yet. So let's. Oh man! Come on! Come on, dude! Come on! Come on! All right, so yeah, I don't think I don't think it was working. Motherfucker. Yeah, that didn't work. Did we get it in all refs? Bus not found. Yeah, okay. So ambiance music group. So ambiance music group. Wasn't that exactly what we called it? Ambiance sound group. Ambiance sound group. All right, was that the issue? I doubt that was the only issue. So background music group. I doubt that was the only issue. Ambiance sound group, background music group, sound effects group. Yeah, all right. So that seems about right. Now, will it work now? It's not shameful to play for the pod. No, you gotta play the game. You are allowed to play the game. All right, let's give it another go. All right, still it says that it can't find a bus. Bus not found bus. So did we really save the project? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Save, build. So we have the mixer master. We have these groups. Copy path. So if I'm taking the master, if I copy this path, it's gonna be, it's just bus. Oh, it's missing that one. All right, my bad. LOL. Okay, now it's gonna work. Yeah, save, build. Here we go. Now it's gonna work. It's gonna be good, guys. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. All right, let's try this again. It was missing a kind of like a, you know, that one. All right, no null refs this time. All right, the default aren't working. Okay, let's go to a place where we can hear something. So I can hear footsteps. Okay, we have ambience. Hell yeah, so I think this is working. All right, so one slider works. Okay, I can hear the footsteps. What about if I... Okay, that works. That works. Awesome. Okay. What about... music? Hell yeah, it does work! So the sliders now work. Hell yeah! Alright. So there's a couple things here. First of all, the for some reason this background. Yeah, the defaults don't really like work. And the background is not fitting. Alright, so what happens now if I start the game again? Is it gonna remember my choices? Because it should remember my choices. Alright. It works. It works. It works, boys. Really happy about that. Now, there's a couple of issues. I think first and foremost, these values didn't change. So let's go see what the values were supposed to be like. So it's still saying 800 to 500. Didn't I increase the sizes? I'm pretty sure I increased the sizes. Like, let's see what they were supposed to be like. I think I overrid them. So this is supposed to be something like 700 to 600, I think. Yeah, so that looks better. Let's now hide this, save, override. Alright, so what does it say now? So the default values, I don't think the default values were really working. So what were we doing here? So if the sliders are not null, the value, does this change the actual kind of like, does this refresh the, do we need to kind of like refresh the ambience, volume, slider, refresh? Is there something here? Is there something here? I don't see anything though. Because I kind of like got the feeling that it didn't show them. Maybe I need to kind of like call the... Maybe I should call it. Another thing we could probably do, like if we initialize these before... If we initialize these before and then we kind of like... In the low player settings we are going to set them. Maybe that's gonna update it properly. Let's try that. Alright. So what I'm gonna do here is we are gonna save this shit. And we're gonna build the shit. And see how it is as a separate build. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna build this city. This is sounds version. Alright, be right back. Perfect timing. Nice. All right, let's give it a go. What does it say when we boot up the actual game now? All right, we have beautiful resolution, by the way. So everything is in half, which is correct, except that the master should be on max, I think. Let's put this into max resolution, which it should be by default. We have full screen. Let's go. Master. Hell yeah. It's pretty good. And we need to update our whatever occlusion calling needs to be updated. Can we hear these guys? We can. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like this is something we pulled in just a couple of days. Hell yeah. This music totally works. There's a rendering it there. Needs to fix rendering issue. Love the freaking copina. Damn, boys! I am super happy how the freaking sounds work. All right, good stuff, boys. The kind of like default resolution needs to be tweaked. It feels like it's kind of like the default one is a crazy low one. So if we are doing the set default settings, set resolutions, how do we? How do we kind of like do the max resolution? Is there a way to set resolution so that it always tries to put the maximum resolution by default? So under set default settings, we would try to call the max resolution there is. Because I thought I did it, but it just didn't. All right, so this is like, all right, you did it. Okay. Maybe there was just an issue that we had kind of like a saved file already. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I think these could be here as well. Let's do this first. All right, boys. I'm really happy about today's performance. We managed to do a whole lot of cool stuff. Let's do a commit here. This commit is gonna be This commit is gonna be that added footsteps into player prefab, so all the players and NPCs will now play 3D audio, 3D footsteps. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is gonna be a little bit of a short one. Let's see here, what else did we do? Added different sound bus options into options menu for to tweak the different audio outputs, and then also what else did we do? I think we did something else as well, but yeah, we renamed and relocated a bunch of texture assets to be handled in the footstep feature. All right. I call that a pretty good sub 4 hours. Yeah, I know. I would love to do longer sessions, but I gotta go pick up my son in like 20 minutes, and I want to eat something before I do so. Hey, boys, if there's any new viewers, consider dropping a follow. We are doing this every workday. Next week, we are gonna continue on this one. We still have the combat sounds that we gotta add. So we don't have any combat sounds. We're gonna work on that. It's gonna be a little bit of a different thing because, well, we don't have any kind of like get hit animation. So we could consider adding a kind of like the enemy, or kind of like the player who's getting hit is gonna do a little bit of an animation. Then we could kind of like combine the sound effect into that, so it would be kind of like, you know. But we'll look into that. We'll look into that whether we're gonna do that or not. I see Heideviska online. Let's go say hi to him. He's a lovely, nice German fella. And yeah, have a good weekend. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy your life. Remember to work within reasonable hours. Life is not about working. Life is about enjoying, you know. Ja, wir können uns ein bisschen Deutsch. Sounds good to me, dude. Sounds good to me. Hey, thank you for hanging around with me and hanging with me. We'll continue on Monday. I'm sorry. I know you had something you wanted to kind of like distract me with, but it's gonna have to hold on for a little while. I'll see you on Monday, people. Bye bye.